From Jeff Blazevich. I mean, true freshman comes in last year, earns a lot of quick playing starts for you most of the year. What's the biggest difference in him right now as opposed to where he ended last season?
Probably, like with anybody, confidence because he's played. Really good understanding, I think, of what we want done and how we want it done. And, there's no substitute for experience, so he's been out there a lot. He's taking his lumps. He could tell you probably a little more about that. Some of the games, particularly the midpoint of last season, played against some really good players week in and week out in this league, and even some of the guys outside the conference that we played. But I think that's probably the biggest thing. He's got experience and knowledge.
You mentioned Jackson Harris. I mean, obviously another, like I said earlier, what about him and where he's at right now, his development?
I can't say enough about how much it helps guys if they take advantage of it and if they're the right kind of person, from a maturity standpoint, to be able to graduate early and come in. He did that. I think he's kind of taken the bull by the horns. I know there were times we were out here, at 6 in the morning in the winter and it's 28 degrees or something. It's drizzling or something. And I'm like, hey, if you wouldn't have graduated early, you'd still be in bed right now. And his answer was always, I wouldn't be getting better, or something like that. He's a pretty serious guy in regards to that. But I think that's the biggest thing, is just taking advantage of the extra time. It's 5 extra months, really.
Is he ready to contribute right now?
You'd like to think so, because I do think we got a room where all those guys have the ability to go in a game. We're not nervous about them being in there.
Mm-hmm. John, are the special team units' responsibilities going to be the same as they were a year ago?
They are.
Okay.
They are. So,
and that was.
It's offensive is punt, kickoff return, and extra point field goal. Defensive is the other three.
Okay.
I never have been able to get that straightened out.
Yeah,
I'm glad you did.
Is that right?
You know what you.
I don't know why it is, because you look out there. You got offense and defensive players, other than PET field goal and the block part.
Right.
And punt's it's an offensive play until the ball gets hit, and then it becomes a defensive play.
Right. Yeah, that's where I get confused.
I'm not smart enough to figure all that out.
Yeah.
Coach, in terms of special team units, and Coach Riggs, something he said multiple times this offseason was, I feel like you guys have some more athletes out there, guys that can run and hit. I mean, are you noticing that when you're coaching those units as well?
We do have a lot of guys that can run and hit. It makes formulating a depth chart and figuring out who's going to play in the games, a little bit tougher, which is a good problem to have, because you like competitive situations. And for some guys that might not be a first teamer, on a base offense or defense, or a first teamer in any kind of substitution package, it might be their way of getting on a trip when you get to a 70-man travel roster. So you like the competition. The thing that's tough is, again, a lot of them haven't done it. You look at a guy, I hate to single one guy out, but like a Roquan Smith, you go watch him play in high school, he's running back kickoffs and punts and all those kind of things. Well, he may be better suited to be a blocker or a coverage guy or whatever, and it's kind of out of the element that he's been in high school. And most guys are their high school team's best player, probably. They're probably the guy that's back there getting the ball in their hands. So you got to kind of learn a new set of skills, and some of those things are a lot harder to do than you'd think they would be.
Is that